You ever hear about what happened to Rick Miller after they locked him away for good in that psych ward? Yeah, see, prison. That's one kind of hell. But the psych ward? That's a whole different level of messed up. After Karen's sudden and real strange death in her cell, followed by Mike just dropping dead like his strings got cut, they knew Rick's mind had gone somewhere dark. They moved him out of the regular prison population, shipped him off to a place where the walls were padded and the doors locked from the outside. Said he was unfit. Too quiet, they'd whisper, too damn still, like he was just a shell waiting for something else to fill it. One of the guards on that ward, a big dude named Earl who looked like he'd wrestled bears in his time, he was spooked by Rick. Said Miller never slept, just sat on the edge of that thin mattress, his back ramrod straight, always staring at the same damn spot, the far corner of the room, up near the ceiling, talking under his breath so low you almost thought you were imagining it, muttering stuff like, "She stands there every night, closer than the night before. Her eyes, they burn right through me." Gave Earl the serious creeps, made the hairs on his neck stand up every time he walked by that cell. They assigned him a psychiatrist, Dr. Lee. Young fella, still had that fresh out of med school. Look, new to the whole system. Thought he could reach Rick, you know. Thought Rick was just putting on an act, trying to play some kind of manipulative game. Until Dr. Lee started having dreams. Not just any dreams, man. These were full-blown nightmares that'd leave him sweating and gasping for air. Nightmares of a woman. A woman with long, tangled black hair that seemed to writhe on its own, and blood. Thick, black blood caked under her fingernails. A woman who would lean in close while he slept, her breath cold on his ear. Whispering. Always whispering. The same damn words, a chilling echo in the darkness. "He took me." Over and over, night after night, until Dr. Lee started questioning his own sanity. Then something truly unsettling happened. Dr. Lee disappeared. Just poof, vanished into thin air like smoke in the wind. Straight up, gone. No note, no goodbye. Didn't tell a soul. Left his cheap apartment with his phone still charging, his wallet on the dresser, everything right there like he planned on coming back. But he never did. The only thing the other doctors and staff ever found in his office, a single, slightly faded photo sitting right on his messy desk. It was Sarah, smiling that same sad smile from her missing person poster. But underneath it, scrawled in angry red ink, was a date. June 14th. That was the day they found her body, the day she died. You gotta wonder what connection Dr. Lee stumbled upon. Meanwhile, Rick, he was just spiraling deeper into whatever hell his mind had created. He started drawing on the pale green walls of his cell with anything he could get his hands on, smearing his bland prison food into grotesque shapes using tiny, torn pieces of paper he'd somehow managed to hoard, even using his own blood, painting the walls with it, and every single drawing looked the same. Unnervingly the same. A woman. Always a woman with long, tangled black hair, standing at the end of a long, dark hallway that seemed to stretch on, forever. No face. Just a blank space where her features should have been. But you could always see her eyes. Big, wide, black eyes. Eyes that seemed to follow anyone who dared to look. Gave you the feeling she was always watching, always present. The psych ward staff, even the ones who thought they'd seen it all, started refusing to enter his cell alone. They'd go in pairs, sometimes even 3 at a time, always keeping a wary eye on Rick, who just continued to stare at that corner. You could feel this thick, heavy blanket of fear hanging in the air around his room. Then, one night, the whole ward erupted. Rick started screaming. Not just a yell of anger or frustration, man. This was a primal, bone-chilling scream, like something was tearing him apart from the inside out, a sound that made the other patients moan and the guards freeze in their tracks. Cameras in his cell caught the whole horrifying thing. Rick thrashing on his bed, clawing at the walls, his fingernails ripping and tearing, bloodied, shouting, his voice raw and ragged. "Get her out! Get her! Out of me! Please! Make her stop looking!" Like he was fighting a demon only he could see. Then it just stopped. Dead silence. His body went limp and he collapsed onto the concrete floor. Heart stopped cold. The orderlies rushed in, adrenaline pumping, worked on him frantically. Brought him back, barely clinging to life. But here's the part that'll really mess with your head. The scratches all over his body, the ones they assumed came from him clawing at the walls. Some of them. They weren't self-inflicted. The forensics team, even the skeptical ones, said the angles and depth just didn't match his own reach. Someone, or something else, had left those marks on his skin. After that, they didn't take any chances. They sedated him heavy, strapped him down to the bed, kept him under constant watch 24/7. But everyone who worked there knew, deep down, it was too late. Something had already burrowed its way inside him. You know that quiet night nurse, the one who always had a kind word and a gentle touch when she'd bring him his medication and food? She quit last year, said she couldn't handle what she saw in his eyes anymore, that vacant, hollow stare. But before she walked out those doors for the last time, she told one of the other nurses something that'll stay with you. That man's body might still be in that room, but something else is wearing his skin. Now, pure nightmare fuel. No one talks about Rick Miller anymore within the system. His file? Classified, sealed tight. That whole wing of the facility where he was kept? Shut down, deemed unusable. The official story they finally leaked to the press was that he died peacefully in his sleep 2 weeks later. Natural causes, they claimed. But some folks who know things, they say they just relocated him, moved him to some other place they don't ever talk about, that they couldn't kill whatever darkness had latched onto him, so they just locked, and hid away in the deepest, darkest hole they could find, some underground place with no name, no light, no exits, a place where the real monsters go to rot. But evil like that? It doesn't stay buried forever. It always finds a way to seep out, to leave its mark, because just 3 nights ago, in a small, run-down hotel just outside of Chicago, the kind you drive past without even giving a second glance, a weary maid opened the door to clean a room that hadn't been booked in weeks. The key card just worked, clicked right open. Inside, the bathroom mirror was shattered, like someone had unleashed a primal scream and punched right through the glass. And scratched into the broken surface in jagged letters were the words, "She's still here." And sitting right there in the corner of the dusty, untouched room, on a stained and faded carpet, was a single, perfect red rose. Still fresh, like it had just been picked. The same kind of flower Rick used to bring Sarah every single Friday, before the darkness took over everything. This has been another chapter of Echoes of Evil. Some things are worse than death. Some spirits don't just want justice, they want company. And tonight, maybe you're the company they're looking for. So if you ever hear someone whisper your name from the shadows, don't turn around. Don't turn